it's Imogen. In this video I'm going to be talking all about LECA. LECA is an alternative substrate for your plants, so you use LECA rather than potting mix, and it's quite a different process. I'm not going to be going into that in depth today because I am not an expert. I know that I do some things wrong, so would recommend you watching some of the other fantastic videos which are all about hydroponics and LECA if you want detailed knowledge. But I'm going to be showing you my process, and today I am moving my Monstera Friedrichstalii, which has been in LECA for maybe 7 or so weeks. I'm moving that up a pot size because it's just grown loads, and I will also be putting a propagation into LECA for the first time. That propagation is a Philodendron Scandens. So if you're interested in that, carry on watching. This is the LECA that I'll be using today. It's from IKEA and the product is called Odler. I paid £3.50 for this 5-litre bag, which I think is quite good. With LECA, you need an inner pot with holes in the bottom so the LECA can draw up water. Orchid pots are perfect for this, and I get mine at a local garden centre. You also need an outer cashpo, and again from a local garden centre I bought this fun yellow elho wool, which you can see the orchid pot fits in perfectly. So here is my Friedrichstalii. The plant is a vining type and has been thriving in LECA, which you can tell from the 2 newest leaves, which are much bigger than the initial ones. It is in a 9cm pot, but I'll be moving it up to a 12cm pot in this video. So firstly I need to take the old LECA out of the pot, and I will boil and reuse this another time. And here you can see the beautiful root system which has formed. I then washed off the roots to remove any build-up of salts which can cause damage to the roots if left on there. And then wash the new LECA. You need to wash LECA before using because they are literally balls of clay and will have dust on them from friction in the bag. I put a layer of LECA at the bottom of the pot, so when I fill up the water reservoir the roots won't be sitting in it, as this can cause root rot to the plant. It's then simply a case of putting the LECA in the new pot and surrounding the plant to keep it upright. So next up we have my Philodendron Scandens, which is also known as a sweetheart plant due to the heart-shaped leaves. I got this as a fresh cutting for a plant swap in mid-July, so it's been propagating in water for 2 and a bit months. It's been a bit of a slow grower, but I think the roots are now long enough to move it out of water and into LECA. Alternately, I could have easily put it into soil or a different substrate altogether. I did the exact same thing as I did with the Monstera, so that's just popping a layer of LECA at the bottom of the orchid pot and then putting LECA around the plant up to the top of the pot. As the Scandens is still only little, I use more of the smaller size LECA balls. This is where hydroponics purists are going to tell me I'm not doing it properly, but I use this houseplant focus fertiliser rather than the classic 3-step process. However, this fertiliser is still water soluble, so the plants can take it in. And I've compared the nutrient balance with the general hydroponics brand of fertilisers, and it has a similar ratio of nitrogen and potassium, but the phosphorus content is a bit lower in this fertiliser. My understanding is that phosphorus is for root development and making plants mature for fruit bearing. As these two already have roots and they won't be bearing fruit, I'm not too worried about it, especially as this is just me experimenting with plants for fun. I have mixed up the fertiliser with tap water, so it's not pH balanced. Sorry again, LECA purists. But I then pour in this mixture until the pot is 1/3 of the way full. And I'm just marking that level on the new yellow pot in the video. This means that the roots aren't submerged, but the LECA can draw up the water when it needs to. And here are my 2 plants. I'm really happy with how this went. I hope that they'll be happy and the Monstera Friedrichstalii will put out even bigger leaves, and that the little Philodendron Scandens will be happy as well. As I said at the beginning, this isn't a tutorial. I don't fully understand all of the method and theory behind hydroponics and LECA, but what I seem to be doing seems alright so far. I hope you found this video interesting or enjoyable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!